Hi you guys, if you want to learn how to make my easy and delicious creamy Tuscan salmon, stay tuned. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is prep our salmon here. I have a little under a pound of salmon. And you guys, I'm a little bit salty about the cut of the salmon because it's a little wonky. I like things to be a little bit more uniformed. And see there, I don't like that. That's what happens sometimes when you use Instacart. You don't get the best looking product. However, it's still going to taste yummy. All right, so let me get off my soapbox. After cutting our salmon into individual portions, we're going to go ahead and season them up with some salt, some pepper, some onion powder, some garlic powder, paprika, and an Italian seasoning blend. Next, I'm going to thinly slice one shallot. You can definitely use an onion here if you prefer. However, I like the delicate flavor, the slight sweetness that a shallot brings, and I think it goes perfectly with this dish. Once that is done, I'm going to bring it over to the stove. I have a little bit of vegetable oil heating up in my cast iron skillet, and I'm going to cook these shallots down for about a minute or so, not too long because they're very, very thin. And then I'm going to add in about a half a tablespoon or so of garlic paste. You can add in as little or as much as you prefer. I'm going to give that a good stir, just like so. And now I'm going to add in a whole bag of spinach. Toss that around a little bit. And then I'm going to season this up with a little bit of salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. Give it another good stir and remove that from my skillet. Now back to our salmon. I added another tablespoon or so of vegetable oil to my cast iron, and we're going to cook these salmon for a few minutes on both sides. And I was going to mention earlier, if you guys don't like skin on your salmon, definitely feel free to take it off. But I feel like for a dish like this, the skin kind of helps keep the salmon together because it can easily fall apart just like that. So the skin kind of helps keep the salmon together in one piece. All right, so now I've added in about 3 tablespoons of butter or so. I'm adding in 1 pint of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to give that a good stir and season it up with some salt, some pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and that Italian seasoning blend. You guys, I tend to do that a lot. If I'm making a sauce, I'm going to season the sauce with the same seasonings that I did to whatever protein that I am using. Again, I'm going to give that a good stir, and I'm going to let this come to a simmer until it thickens, just like that. And I'm adding in 1 ounce of cream cheese, and I'm going to let that melt in. Just beautiful. Now for a little bit of brightness, because we have a lot of richness going on with our sauce, I'm adding in a small squeeze of lemon, just a little bit, just to brighten it up and give that another good stir. And I say this in every cooking video, make sure you taste as you go. So I tasted my sauce at this point and it was absolutely delicious. It didn't need a thing. I'm adding back the shallots and the spinach that we cooked earlier, and then I'm also going to nestle in the salmon. I'm going to let the salmon simmer in the sauce for another 2 to 3 minutes or so. And then I'm going to add in some sliced cherry tomatoes. You don't want to add these too early because they'll pretty much disintegrate into your sauce, which isn't a bad thing. But if you want, that little pop of red color in your dish, you want to let these only simmer for about a minute before you serve. By the way, I know typically in Tuscan dishes they use sun-dried tomatoes. However, I'm not a huge fan of sun-dried tomatoes. I love the brightness and the pop that a cherry tomato brings to this dish. All right, so that is it, you guys. This is my easy and delicious creamy Tuscan salmon. So yummy. I'm serving it over some creamy mashed potatoes. And y'all, this dish was everything. Oh my gosh, it was so yummy. You guys have to give this a try, and I hope you love it just as much as we did. Everything meshed together so beautifully. The salmon was perfectly cooked. It was nice and tender, especially after simmering in that delicious sauce. The spinach and the shallots were absolutely beautiful. Made me feel like I was eating something a little bit healthy, but it was definitely not. And I also love the sweetness that the cherry tomatoes bring. That little pop of color was so beautiful as well. I love to eat with my eyes first, so that definitely made me want to dig in. The mashed potatoes were an amazing choice as a bed to kind of soak up that sauce. Y'all, it was so good. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Give me a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Check out my food playlist for other easy and delicious recipes, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Until then, bye.